Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm going to be introducing my Barnes & Noble book haul, what have you, that I recently had purchased from Barnes & Noble. So please, if you're interested, which I hope that you are because you clicked this video, which I love all my subscribers, and if you're a new person, welcome. But if you want to know more of what I got from Barnes & Noble, you gotta please stay tuned.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something.
And we're back. So like I said, I went to Barnes & Noble. I wanted to get at least 2 books from Barnes & Noble that I've been wanting to read, and it has been on my TBR, which I hope that I can read these before the end of the year is out. But the first book that I wanted to read and I was very interested in it when it first came out, it's it's a novel by Natasha Diaz, and it's Color Me In. And I just loved this cover the moment I saw it. Like, it looks amazing. It even says, a riveting testament to the power of knowing where you come from to figure out where you're going. An emotional roller coaster you won't want to get off of. Absolutely amazing, and that, or excuse me, absolutely outstanding. And that was said by Nick Stone, who has written Dear Martin, and I believe Odd One Out too as well. So yeah, so we have this cover, and look at the spine, it's amazing. And here's the back, and let's look at it, what it looks like naked. Ooh, this is really pretty. Oh, there's a little air on here. Oh well, it's okay. So it's like a teal blue and yellow, and then it has pretty much the blue foiling of the title, Color Me In, which is beautiful. And so this really just came out this year, so I was really excited to probably finally get it so that I could read it. And so what this book is about, let's go ahead and read the synopsis. It says, who is Nevaeh Levice? Growing up in an affluent suburb of New York City, 16-year-old Nevaeh Levice has never thought much about her biracial roots. When her black mom and Jewish dad split up, she relocates to her mom's family home in Harlem and is forced to confront her identity for the first time. Nevaeh wants to get to know her extended family, but because she is overtly passes as white, her cousin thinks she's too privileged, pampered, and selfish to relate to the injustices African Americans face on a daily basis. In the meantime, Nevaeh's dad decides that she should have a belated bat mitzvah instead of a sweet 16, which guarantees social humiliation at her posh private school. But rather than take a stand, Nevaeh does what she's always done when life gets complicated. She stays silent. Only when Nevaeh stumbles upon a secret from her mom's past, finds herself falling in love, and sees firsthand the prejudice her family faces, does she begin to realize she has a voice and choices. Will she continue to let circumstances dictate her path, or will she decide once and for all who and where she is meant to be? From debut author Natasha Diaz comes a powerful novel about the meaning of friendship, the joyful beginnings of romance, and the racism and religious intolerance that can both strengthen a family's bond and strain it to the breaking point. So I really love reading this. I love when books bring up racism and different ethnicities and the cultures, just cultures coming into one. And as a person, especially if, a lot of, like, for Nevaeh's instance, she's biracial and she doesn't know which way to turn. It seems like she's not accepted either way, and she's by herself, which I think, like, that's something on a regular that a lot of people go through, even regardless if you're biracial or not. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Sorry. I literally worked 8 hours today, so I'm a little tired. Sorry. I apologize. Sorry. I'm not bored, I promise. But anyway, like, this, he goes through stuff that a lot of teenagers go through, regardless of what color you are. They go through something with their family, what they go through as a student, with friends, and what have you. So it can be a lot. And I just love this cover because it says, and I throw my arms out and I scream so they can hear me, and I match the wind, the color and the rain, their fervor, and me and I stand on the other other side of the shadow, and I refuse to be it doesn't say wished away. So let me repeat that. It says, and I throw my arms out and I scream so they can hear me, and I match the wind, and I match the wind, the rain, and in their fervor. And I stand on the other side of the shadow, and I refuse to be washed away. And that sounds like a girl that has finally came into herself and became confident on what she believes in, and she finally stands up for herself, which that is amazing. And I cannot wait to read this. This books look amazing. I feel like I can relate to this book, and that's one thing I do love. I love fantasy, but I also love books that I can relate to. And like, I am a romantic as well, so you know, I love books with some romance in it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, so this is the first book I got, and I'm looking forward to reading more about Nevaeh and her journey. And then even says, from Vovo and Pa, Zuliki Alvin Vaz Anre Santos Thomas and David Mercer Thomas. Without your courage to love one another, despite all the odds, I wouldn't be, and neither would these words. And I believe that's her. So this must be talking about herself, and because this is her mom and dad right there, and they're mixed race couple, which I think that's awesome. I love that. Which I feel like when authors bring that about in their books, they're showing themselves, they're making themselves vulnerable, which I believe they're cool. And her parents looks great, which I love this. Like, I love this. I have nothing against marriages like this. I don't know why other people think something's wrong with it, but I love it. You know, because back then it was forbidden to do that. And I feel like if you can do that now, you better go ahead. And if you love that person, you love that person. That's it. Love is a powerful thing. And love can be an addiction for real. But I love love, pretty much. I love everything about love. How can you live without love, right? Like, you just can't. I can't. Like, literally, if you didn't have love, you'll be like a soulless person. Have no soul, have no heart. There's some people out there like that, but I couldn't imagine like living without love. I feel like I would just not, I wouldn't be me. I feel like I would just, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be a human being if I didn't have love. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm weird. Anyway, so this is the first book that I got from Barnes & Noble. The second book and the last book that I got from Barnes & Noble recently came out as well, and it is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and it also has stained blue pages, which I love. It is amazing, and it doesn't stain your hands, which is good. So the book that I got is Frankly in Love, a novel by David Yoon. And this is the husband of Nicola Yoon, who has written A Son Is Also a Star and Everything, which are now 2 movies, which, yay, hand clap, yay. And now we have this one, which I believe this is also going to become a movie, I believe. That'll be amazing. But anyway, so this is the book that I got. Look at this cover. It is amazing. It looks 3D, right? And then here's the spine. And then here is the sprayed pages where it looks black, but it's really blue. Yeah, it's blue. It looks amazing, right? So let me take the cover off so you look like what it shows naked. So it's like a lime green, and then it has like, I believe this is black or bluish foiling called Frankly, with, you know, saying Frankly in Love by David Yoon, which is amazing. And so let me go ahead and read the synopsis. Oh, and look at the end pages. I love this too. Like, look at that. That is amazing, right? I'm sorry, I'm in love with how they did with this book. It was amazing, different. I'll say that, really different, and I love different. It just, the blue and the yellow goes very well. But anyway, let me read the synopsis so you know what it's about. So it says, falling in love is the easy part. Oh, we were just talking about love. Isn't that ironic? Okay, but anyway, falling in love is the easy part. Frank Lee has 2 names. There's Frank Lee, his American name, and then there's Sung Min Lee, his Korean name. No one uses his Korean name, not even his parents. Frank barely speaks any Korean. He was born and raised in Southern California. Even so, his parents expect him to end up with a nice Korean girl, which is a problem since Frank is finally dating the girl of his dreams. Brit means Brit who is smart and nerdy just like him. Brit who makes him laugh like no one else. Brit who is white. As Frank falls in love for the very first time, he's forced to confront the fact that while his parents have sacrificed everything, As Frank falls in love for the very first time, he's forced to confront the fact that while his parents sacrificed everything to raise him in the land of opportunity, their traditional expectations don't leave a lot of room for him to be a regular American teen. Desperate to be with Britt without his parents finding out, Frank turns to family friend Joy Song, who is in a familiar bind. Together they come up with a plan to help each other and keep their parents off their backs. Frank thinks he's found the solution to all his problems, but when life throws him a curveball, he's left wondering whether he ever really knew anything about love or himself at all. In this moving novel debut, author David Yoon takes on the question of who am I, with a result that is humorous, heartfelt, and ultimately unforgettable, which this already sounds amazing. And it even talks about, it says David Yoon grew up in Orange County, California, and now lives in Los Angeles with his wife, novelist Nicola Yoon, and their daughter. He drew the illustration for Nicola's first New York Times bestseller, Everything, Everything, and Frankly in Love is his first novel, which that's amazing. So it says, 2 friends, 1 fake dating scheme, what could possibly go wrong? So that's what's said in the back. And then here's a couple of things that were said about the book. So it says, Frankly in Love shines with an incredible voice and a searing, honest, and deeply human story about what it means to love someone. David Yoon isn't afraid to confront every angle, both the beautiful and the ugly, but he tackles it all with great care. This is a classic in the making. That was said by Murray Blue, who had written Warcross. Then it says here, I fell fast for David Yoon's masterful debut that's big-hearted, honest, hilarious, and achingly romantic. I smiled, I laughed, I cried, and I closed this book wiser. Get ready to fall in love with Frank World. And that was said by Adam Silvera, the New York Times bestselling author of They Both Die at the End, which I haven't read yet, but I do want to read. And then the other one says, in the tender and funny Frankly in Love, David Yoon gives us some of the truest and most lovable characters I've read in a long time. This book is pure joy. That was said by Deb Caletti, the Prins Honor recipient for A Heart and a Body in the World, and the National Book Award finalist for Honey, Baby, Sweetheart. So altogether, this book sounds amazing. This book looks like it's at least 400 pages long, which is fine. I don't mind the pages, but it just looks amazing. So these are the 2 books that I got from Barnes & Noble. They still relate in a certain way. If you think about it, they do relate. And that's crazy how I got these books, right? A lot about love and about finding yourself. It's amazing. But anyway, that is it, you guys. That is my book haul from Barnes & Noble. These 2 books, that's related pretty much to each other with the different similar circumstances in each of these characters. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much, you guys. See ya.